Recognising excellence in communications is one of the Institute's key missions. Each year we award a very small number of fellow awards and an even smaller number of life fellow awards, and we've just seen some of the excellent holders of those awards with us now. Both recognise leaders in public relations who've made a notable contribution to the profession. We also have a lesser known and even rarer award, the distinction of Honorary Life Member. Known as the President's Medal, it is reserved for someone who is widely regarded as having made an outstanding contribution to the sector. As it can be awarded to non-members, it allows the Institute to recognise individuals whose contribution to excellence in communications sets a supreme example for both members and the wider PR profession. Candidates are nominated by the President and require the unanimous approval of National Council. I must say a big word of thanks to the National Council member Anne Matthews, and also former President Paddy Hughes, and members Catherine Mason and Lorraine Hall, who drew together the shortlist for the National Council for this very special award. The medal is bestowed very rarely in recognition of the truly outstanding nature of the recipient's inspiring contribution to communications. There have been only 5 recipients in the 65 years of our history, and they include politician and Nobel Peace Prize winner John Hume, educationalist and founding president of the University of Limerick Ed Walsh, and broadcaster Byrne. So I think that gives you a flavour of the calibre of person that we look towards. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that we are awarding the medal to Orla Tinsley. As most of you will be aware, Orla is currently based in New York. While she couldn't make it to Dublin, I'm delighted to say that she is joining us live from New York. Good morning, Orla.
Good morning.
Orla, I'd now like to read to you the citation that explains why you were a unanimous choice for this award on this very special year for the Institute. Orla is a young woman who has already packed a lot into her life. She is an award-winning journalist and campaigner who's been advocating for better services for people with cystic fibrosis for over a decade. In April 2009, she appeared on The Late Late Show, having written several articles in the Irish Times which held the government to account on promises to build an adult cystic fibrosis unit in Dublin. In late 2012, she launched a campaign to get a new drug for cystic fibrosis patients after experts rejected making the treatment available on the grounds of its cost. The drug, Orkambi, is the first to treat the cause of cystic fibrosis and not just the symptoms. In February 2013, the Minister for Health announced that the drug will be made available. In 2014, Orla was awarded a scholarship to Columbia University. She now lives in New York, where she received a life-changing double lung transplant just 1 year ago. And while she is still in recovery and busy with her studies, she continues to campaign to highlight the importance of organ donation. Ireland is currently one of the few EU countries not to have an opt-out system. Following the broadcast of Warrior, an RTÉ TV documentary on Orla's transplant journey, the Irish Kidney Association saw a huge surge in donor card requests. Over 10,000 requests, many of which were for multiple cards, were made in the first week after the programme aired. The Irish Kidney Association's chief executive, Mark Murphy, said that such a level of public response has not been seen for almost a decade. There is no doubt that this surge can be attributed to Orla's ongoing social media awareness campaign, making the public aware of the impact that donors have in saving lives, including our own. In other good news, Minister for Health Simon Harris is due to publish legislation allowing for an opt-out organ donation in Ireland. The Public Relations Institute of Ireland believe that you, Orla, are proof positive that age is no barrier to powerful communicators who can affect social change that makes a hugely positive contribution, in many instances a life-changing contribution. In summary, the nomination of Orla Tinsley to receive the President's Medal recognises her ability to use communications to positive societal change and was unanimously approved by our National Council. This is the silver saver that we have for you, Orla. So I'll keep it safe for you. And I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Cian, and thank you to the Public Relations Institute of Ireland for extending this invitation to me and for this incredible honour. And good evening to everybody there. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I'm so happy that modern technology lets me beam in from New York today. I'm truly grateful for this moment because it serves to convey how important it is to share stories, particularly in an effort to raise consciousness on issues like organ donation, healthcare access, or many other important issues. I'm here today because one day I shared my story with a woman beside me in a hospital bed, and that woman shared that story with her daughter, who then made it possible for me to share my story again in a national newspaper. And when the editor wanted another 400 words or to turn the story into a straightforward interview, I was given the opportunity and trusted to write those extra 400 words when I was 18, because I knew that the story of cystic fibrosis care coming from someone who was directly experiencing it mattered, and the people working with me knew it too. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about stories, how they're told, who gets to tell them, and how they unite and divide us. It's the story being told and the people on the other side actively listening to it, like you right now, that create a charge that can act as a catalyst to change. What I've learned over the past decade is that this cannot be achieved alone. We're here because of one another, because someone came before us and facilitated an opening, and after us, someone else will channel what we have left and create a new story filled with the threads of the past, rooted firmly in their present. Never have I been more certain of how vital community is and how the work and the love that we give away is ultimately what holds us together. I'm here because of another woman, a woman who had the forward thinking to become an organ donor, and last December brought me back from the brink of death through the incredible teams at New York Presbyterian Hospital, back to the room in the intensive care unit, back to the sensation trickling through my body, back to energy passing down through my arms, to my legs, into my feet, and back to breath. I woke up because of my donor, but I also woke up because of the preparation and knowledge I had received through stories told over decades by my thoughtful, driven, and passionate friends who I watched deal with cystic fibrosis or other illnesses and enter into this end-stage process, which maintained over days or months or sometimes years. These friends shared their stories in fully aware developed forms or sometimes in snippets, in shards of memory to help people around them understand what was happening. Sometimes they shared their stories in a highly public medium, like print media or television, and sometimes they told me what was happening down the phone, so that I had to listen carefully to every word without background images to prop up sentences or a tightly composed score to steer the emotion. The words filtered down the phone line into my heart and blew it wide open, forcing an immediacy to the interaction. There was no PR buffer here. Their stories sustained years of campaigning that resulted in systemic change for cystic fibrosis care in Ireland, awareness on organ donation, and we continue to build on their work, their stories, and their legacy. How language is placed on our story affects how we see it and how we feel about it, and who then we become in the world. When I woke up, I was greeted by images of organ donor cards, texts of encouragement, and tremendous tenderness, all facilitated through the medium of social media. For a while before my transplant, I'd been trying to practice learning how to feel sad without being sad. I wanted to feel what was happening to me and not let it take over my experience. And in a way, this is a really good technique for telling stories. It is a way that we can remain connected and passionate about something without being overwhelmed by it, so that we can untangle our emotions and decipher fact from fiction. My story is not really my story. It would not be possible without my friends. It would not be possible without my family. It would not be possible without my school or without my many, many communities. When I say my friends, I mean my friends who are here, who are not here, and who are always with me. I want to thank them and every single person who has floated love and support my way. We are all alive in this together. We need an opt-out system in Ireland. If we had an opt-out system where people became automatic donors and they could choose to not become a donor or to opt out, and if education on this topic became available to everyone whenever they needed to access it, then we could develop a deeper relationship with the idea, and more of us might decide to save lives. There are so many people committed to saving lives in Ireland, and there are so many people who listened to the message about becoming an organ donor, and I'm really grateful for their commitment, that they shared their stories and with me and with their loved ones and with the public, and ultimately that they've committed to leaving the ultimate legacy a person can leave and performing the greatest form of community service that we can give. I want to try something, just if everybody could just pause for a second and take a deep breath. And really feel the air as it pulls in through your lungs and parks and fills up the space. Now pause and just push it back out again. It's such a relief. Consider now that you do that all the time. There's never a moment when you're not doing that, when you're not breathing. Because it's so normal, breathing is something we do day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute, and right now. But it's so normalized, so we don't notice it unless we examine it or we're forced to examine it. And in a way, attention to breath is like attention to language. It carries the same kind of importance. They both require deeper listening, a more focused drawing in of what is in front of us, and then a dedication to flowing that outward, into your arms, down through your legs, and out into the world with commitment and focus, and the understanding that we are rooted in this moment together. Thank you.
Orla, I think I speak for everyone here when I say it's absolutely fantastic to be able to present this to you this afternoon. I think the words you've just spoken there have really touched us, and I think we want to congratulate you on all the work you have done, and look forward to all the hard work and the excellent communications that you'll continue to do in the years ahead, and the campaigning, and we're fully behind you. And thanks for joining us, and we hope that the award today, means something to you, because it's obviously a very significant award for us, and we really want to make that clear and hope.
It really does. It does mean a lot to me, and I'm very grateful for it. And I'm grateful to everybody. And it's particularly meaningful because of the timing that it's coming at. I mean, it is almost a year since my transplant, but what I love the most is that it gives me the opportunity to speak about what's important as well.
And tell us, how's autumn? How is autumn in New York at the moment?
Well, it's autumn, but it's pretending to be winter, so it's a little chilly, but it's beautiful.
Great. Well, look, I think we all look forward to seeing you back in Ireland at some stage in the future, and actually getting to meet you face to face. But really want to say a big thanks for making the live link possible today, and also a big thanks to Frank and to Morwenna as well, who I know worked extra hard to make it all come true. So thanks, and listen, all the best, and take care of yourself.
Thank you. And have a good rest of conference, everyone. Bye.